Silence from Montecito. Over the Christmas holidays, we didn't hear a peep from Harry and Meghan over in Montecito, California, and many people are wondering now what is going on with the grifters. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the King YouTube channel. First of all, before we get started, I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy new year. I hope that 2024 brings so many blessings to both you and your family members and your friends. I hope that you all ring in the new year properly with some champagne if you drink or some sparkling grape juice if you don't. I hope that you were able to spend it with your family and friends or pets or whoever it is who is most important to you. And it looks to me like 2024 is already off to a pretty good start because, folks, we are not hearing a thing from Harry and Meghan over in Montecito. So let's talk about what those two could be up to and what that could mean for this year. It's been pretty hard not to notice that over the past few weeks, Harry and Meghan have been eerily quiet. Now, most people are assuming it has everything to do with Omid Scobie's book Endgame, which came out in December, or maybe it was late November. Honestly, I don't remember, and I don't care enough to look it up. As if Spare was not bad enough, Endgame really took potshots at the royal family, including King Charles, Queen Camilla, and especially Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Harry and Meghan, we know, helped a lot, or basically wrote the book for him, and so understandably, they're wanting to avoid the fallout. Harry and Meghan did release their stupid Christmas card featuring that ridiculous photo of them at Invictus, where Meghan looks absolutely deranged and Harry looks like he's lost. So other than that, though, we haven't really heard anything from them. We were kind of expecting they would release some Christmas message on Christmas Day, but nothing. Lately, their social media has been pretty inactive. Former royal correspondent for The Sun, Charles Ray, spoke with GB News, and he said it's great to have had a Christmas period where we've not heard anything from the Montecito Muppets. They've been quiet ever since the fallout of Omid Scobie's book Endgame. He went on to say, I think it's still only sold about 40,000 copies worldwide, which just goes to show how fed up people are of Harry and Meghan's constant moaning. There's no question in my mind that they helped contribute to this book, and if they didn't, they authorized people to speak on their behalf. Well, first of all, I think we should all consider ourselves lucky that we haven't been hearing anything from Harry and Meghan over the past few weeks. I suspect that Harry and Meghan realized they took things a step too far with Endgame. I mean, the Dutch translation naming King Charles and Princess Catherine as the members of the royal family who made some racist comment about Archie before he was even born, it's not good for the royal family's reputation. And it's certainly not good for Harry and Meghan's reputations either, considering that nobody really believes it. I guess Harry and Meghan were hopeful that revealing those names was going to get them a lot of sympathy for the public. People were finally going to be on their side. That people were going to say, oh, I'm so sorry. We were wrong about Harry and Meghan the whole time. This whole time they were telling the truth. The royal family are so awful. They're so racist, so cruel. But clearly that didn't happen. Instead, after the publication of Endgame, the articles in the media about Meghan and Harry only got worse. Their reputations took hit after hit after hit. Even though they claim they didn't have anything to do with it, and Scooby-Doo claims the same thing, nobody believes that, which really makes things a lot worse, because think about it. Now not only do they look like petty people who are wanting to throw Harry's family under the bus at every opportunity, but they also look like a couple of liars who are going to say something and then deny that they said it. I mean, if you're going to make all these damaging claims, then you at least have to stand by what you say. But see, Harry and Meghan do not want to be held accountable for what they say, so that's why they use other people to get this stuff out there. We hear about a source close to the couple, for example. I mean, okay, sure, so the source said this, but who told the source that information? Harry and Meghan every single time. So far, of course, we haven't heard anything about the royal family pursuing any legal action against Omid Scobie for the publication of that book and for naming Charles and Catherine as the royal racists. But still, the palace does like to take its time in matters like this, so I don't think we can rule it out yet. Now, I don't think the royal family is litigious at all. Obviously, they're not. I mean, they try to avoid a courtroom at all costs. But the lies contained in Endgame really may have been too much. I mean, I hope so. I just hate the way that people like Omid Scobie and Harry and Meghan believe they get away with everything they do because the royal family doesn't respond. And sure, we can see they're damaging their own reputations, but they're so delusional they can't see that. Instead, they believe they're doing just fine as long as the money keeps rolling in, but that's another problem of theirs. It looks like the money is drying up and fast, so where are they going to go from here? The fact is, Harry and Meghan are not popular. I don't care what they try to convince themselves. I mean, just look at the facts here. Harry was invited to his father's coronation, sure. I'm still not sure that Meghan even was. At any rate, she didn't come. The king's birthday came in November, and neither of them were invited. And then Christmas, again, they were not invited. And there's another big event as well that Harry and Meghan are missing out on, the wedding of Hugh Grosvenor. So Hugh Grosvenor is the 7th Duke of Westminster, and he's not a member of the royal family per se, but he's an aristocrat who moves in the same circles as members of the royal family. He and Harry have been good friends for a very long time. They basically grew up together. So in June of 2024, Hugh Grosvenor is going to get married to a lady named Olivia Henson. And it certainly is going to be the wedding of the year. It is going to be an amazing affair, and they're going to have some very important guests there, people like King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince George, and Prince William. Prince William apparently is expected to be Hugh's best man. So who is going to be missing, though, from this big event? Harry and Meghan and the Invisible Children, of course. Now let's look at why that is. So originally, we reported that Harry and Meghan were not being invited to the wedding because the Duke of Westminster decided that he didn't want the drama that came along with those two. He wanted it to be a peaceful affair, and he knew that if he invited Harry and Meghan, it could cause a big problem with the real royals. And see, that's the thing we have seen lately, is celebrities, aristocrats, everybody is choosing a side here, and nobody is choosing to side with Harry and Meghan. Just think about the Clooneys, the Obamas, Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice at this point, I think, too, are not supporting Harry and Meghan anymore. I mean, how could anybody support the two of them at this point? They are so clearly in the wrong. I understand right after Megxit, we didn't know who to believe. Many people believed Harry and Meghan's story because, well, they didn't know any better. But over time, it's turned out their story is full of so many lies, and so now most people are not listening to what they have to say anymore. The Mail Online is describing this wedding as a royal wedding in all but name. Now, the groom's godfather is actually King Charles, and so of course he and Camilla are going to be there. And then Prince George is probably going to be a page boy. It's going to be a beautiful wedding. And interestingly enough, according to the Mail Online, it's not that Harry and Meghan were not invited, but instead they are choosing to snub the Duke. I'm going to file this on pretty hard to believe. I mean, seriously, this is a friend from Harry's from way back, and this is an incredibly important event. I mean, this is an event you don't want to miss. I find it very hard to believe that Harry and Meghan are turning down an invitation willingly. Instead, I think it's much more likely that they're left off the invitation list and they're trying to save face. But anyway, according to the Daily Mail, one couple not expected at the wedding are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, although it appears that recollections vary as to why. They report, initially it was reported that Hugh decided not to invite the couple because of tensions between them and the royal family. Now, even though they're changing the report at this point, I believe the original report. I think Hugh was smart enough not to invite those traitors to his wedding. I mean, can you imagine Meghan Markle at a high society wedding like this? She would stick out like a sore thumb. She would be dressed totally inappropriately, wearing something ill-fitting, some very bright color. Who knows, she'd probably even show up in white. And her behavior is simply not appropriate for that kind of crowd. Another problem is that the rest of the royal family will be there, or they will as long as Harry and Meghan don't show up. So now, according to the Mail Online, sources close to Prince Harry subsequently insisted that he had been sent a save-the-date notice, but decided it would be too awkward to attend. Well, he is right about that. It would be very awkward if he were to attend, but again, I don't believe that he and Meghan received a save-the-date notice. I mean, Harry and Meghan are on the outs. They are pariahs at this point in time. At this point, as far as the royal family are concerned, Harry and Meghan are persona non grata, and I don't believe anybody is going to risk their standing with the royal family just to invite Harry and Meghan to something. At this point, I think the biggest question is, when are Harry and Meghan going to break their silence? And are they going to address Endgame at all? Are they going to claim they had nothing to do with it? Are they going to take ownership of the fact that they had everything to do with it? Well, probably not. Or are they just going to skip mentioning it altogether and instead announce some stupid project that they're working on or some book that Meghan's writing? At this point, of course, it's all conjecture. But as soon as we know something for certain, you know I'll be here to deliver the news. All right, everybody, that's all the time that we've got for now. So please let me know, what do you think about Harry and Meghan's silence over the Christmas holidays? Do you think we are in store for something big, or is it just going to be more of the same? Please let me know your opinion below in the comment section. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to like and share it with anybody else who would appreciate it too. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.